What's up, tube viewers? My name is Pax, and I'm speaking facts. And today, I'm here to talk to you guys about a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I'm back like scoliosis and halitosis, and today, I'm here to react to Wack 100, aka Cash Jones. Wack 100 is one of the most polarizing and entertaining figures in recent times, and he juggles numerous online beefs simultaneously. He sends the internet into a frenzy with his theatrics and his revelations on a constant basis. He maintains his presence as a respectable manager for some of the biggest artists on the West Coast, despite being confined to numerous no-fly zones across the country. And he's even rumored to be in control of a subsidiary of Cash Money Records, referred to as Cash Money West. So Wack 100 has a lot going on. He's a huge name on the internet, and he's got a lot of different beefs that he juggles at the same time. And so we're going to go over here to DGB, where DawgFace recently sat down for an interview, and he had some things to say about Wack 100 himself. So we're going to go over here to DGB, and we're going to go to the Off the Porch podcast, and we're going to tap in with DawgFace and see what he has to say about Wack 100 and his celebrity and online theatrics.
Now, last time you sat on these steps, you had a lot to say about Wack 100.
He's still a hoe. It's even worse now. The whole Grizzley shit. Did you see that shit?
Oh yeah.
The academics thing.
Yeah. So how did that opportunity come about for you and Wack to get on the phone call during academic stream together?
Well, oh, listen, man. I call him Wack Keisha. I don't call him Wack 100.
You call him what?
Man, Wack because he's a super, ultra, uber feminine person, bro. He's the closest thing to a tranny that I can think of. You hear me? I don't know what woman in their right mind would even lay down with something like that, because he's all feminine. You feel?
What the fuck?
He talking about Wack 100? I guess we all got introduced to Wack 100, the character, in different ways. So, I mean, depending on how you guys know him, you know, you might think differently, but whoa.
You know what I'm saying? So what happened is that Wack went on an attack with Grizzley, saying that Grizzley had snitched on the baby shooter Tony Johnson guy, who, based on his house getting broken into. None of that shit was true. So Wack, Academic knows Grizzley. You know what I'm saying? So T called Academics and said, hey, listen, man, I'm not finna get baited into going back and forth with Wack 100 and his whole Clubhouse crew and all them sucker Christopher Loves and all them rat motherfuckers. He said, I'm not finna get baited like Big U did, going back and forth with them, because really what he wanna do, he trying to draw me into a conversation so that he can make me hot, and then so that he can introduce other shit, like the shit that happened with my aunt, the shit that happened with me in the streets and shit like that. So all he's trying to do is just bait me into going back and forth with him.
Right, so you saw it coming.
Take a look at me, so he can try to like trip me up, right? Not that he could or would have, but he's trying to. What Wack does is that everybody that he gets into it with, they locked up. Everybody. Think about everybody that he's had a beef with, they locked up, or they suffered some type of egregious loss just based on getting back and forth with that sucker, right?
So y'all let me know in the chat if this is accurate or not, man, because I find it hard to believe that Wack 100 has that much pull with law enforcement, where if you seem to get into some kind of altercation online with Wack 100 or his minions, that it's going to end up badly for you and result in some type of arrest or you know, litigation in court. So y'all let me know in the chat, is that accurate or not? Because you know, we don't want to put no false allegations on Wack 100.
So T was like, man, I'm not finna get back and forth. I'm not finna go back and forth with that lane. What I will do is, I got my man DawgFace, who's aware, who's familiar with everything that Wack is talking about.
Shout out to DawgFace.
I want you to interview him, bring him on your live stream, and then he'll stand in for me. And when you got people who have the kind of star power that T has, not just in the world of music, but with the video game and all the different endorsement deals he got.
Right.
It doesn't serve to his advantage in no way even though he does know how to talk. He does know how to articulate. He didn't need me to do anything.
But he ain't gonna stoop down to that level.
The point is that Wack was just trying to get viral moments by going back and forth with T Grizzley.
Okay.
And we wanted to rob him of that opportunity, right? So academics asked me to explain what was going on, right? I explained what was going on. We talked for we was on FaceTime, because he FaceTimed me with academics on the phone. We were on the phone almost 2 hours, and I was just breaking down how everything Wack was doing was flawed and phony and was lying. And just prior to that, a couple days prior to that, when the first paperwork.
We need a little bit of context,
Wack
man.
was supposed to be a police report. When he introduced that, and he gave it to Christopher Lovejoy Post, and then the internet started going crazy with the shit, right? Then he went to
Christopher Lovejoy, 600?
Goofy ass picked up on it and ran with it, right? Because he's a flunky of Wack. And,
oh, man.
And then he took it to academics, and he put it out there. So he came with a second round of paperwork, and he gave it to on live stream. He gave a second piece of paperwork.
That's what they do.
Like, man, I got the real proof. That first piece of paperwork, I don't
They're
worry
the
about
exposers.
that. I have the real proof right here. I got a 3-page document that really verifies that T Grizzley did tell. So he sent it to him, but Act didn't show it to the world. So during the FaceTime conversation, I said, man, what was that paper he posted that sent you? So he said, I'm gonna send it to y'all right now. So he sent it to me and T. And it was an appeal document from the California State of Appeal Second Division. So when I looked at it, because I've been locked up my whole life, I've been dealing with law my whole life. When I looked at it, I said, what is this? I said, Act, this is an appeal document.
An appeal document? So what, he tried to pass it off as something else or what? I mean, we're gonna need you to elaborate a little bit, man. We need more context. Let's just say that.
How in the world could Baby Shooter be at the appellate level when he's never been arrested, charged, tried by a jury of his peers or by a judge at bench trial? He ain't never been convicted of this shit. So why in the world, how in the world could this whole situation be at the appellate level right now? It's impossible. So acting like, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, you're right. So once I said they said I'm gonna bring you on my show. Be ready about 5 o'clock.
You make some good points.
I came on the show. Me and that sucker went back and forth. And the one thing about it is that he couldn't stand up because he was standing on a lie to begin with. It's
Why
hard
not?
to defend a lie, especially when you're talking to somebody. You can't out-talk me, period. And you don't have the facts to support what you were saying. So all he simply relies on is that once he gets to do a back and forth with you online, he gonna turn up on you and start cussing you out. If he knows anything about you, he gonna start shooting at you, which is what he tried to do with me. Oh, you ain't from Detroit, you from Pontiac. Nigga, that's like saying you ain't from LA, you from Long Beach. You ain't from LA, you from Oakland. That's like saying if you from New York, you ain't from Brooklyn, you from Queens.
Oakland is Northern Cal, bro. But I know you probably not from California or whatever. So we're gonna let you make it because that ain't even the point. Oh,
you ain't from Queens, you from Harlem. You ain't from Harlem, you from South Bronx. Listen, when you from in Michigan, bro, let me tell you something about Pontiac. This is the first time I ever really kind of talked about this shit, right?
Okay,
like
talk
I
to
just
us.
Said, if you're from California, right?
Right.
Let's fuck all that. Let's go right to Florida.
Florida.
That's like a motherfucker from Miami
traveling.
saying, oh, you ain't from Miami, you from Duval County.
Right.
You from Jacksonville.
We get the point, man. We understand.
What the fuck you think going on up in Jacksonville?
Right. They active.
Them boys in Jacksonville going crazy.
That part.
So you mean to tell me that the only city in the state of Michigan where motherfuckers get busy at or put your dick in the dirt is Detroit?
Hell no.
Dude, that ain't true.
Shout out to
Detroit.
Detroit.
California. LA ain't the only city in California where niggas will give you your issue.
Right.
In Atlanta, in Georgia, the only city in Georgia where a motherfucker get your ass together and pack your ass up is in Atlanta?
Nope.
No, you go down to Macon, they'll
Jonesboro.
pack your ass up. You go to Augusta, they'll pack your ass up. So it's just like that, bro.
That part.
Were you surprised that he hung up during the call?
I was surprised that he hung up.
Hold on, what?
I was
Wack 100? Y'all got Wack to hang up? Man, hell no. I got to tap in and find out.
surprised. I think me and Act, the whole world was surprised, which is why when it happened, that shit went viral. The fact that the thing that took that clip as big as it went, it wasn't that I was just on academics going back and forth with this bitch ass nigga. It was the fact that he hung up. You hung up out of frustration. That's why you hung up. You didn't have the facts. You couldn't do shit with me. It's as simple as that. And a motherfucker like him, whenever he gets into a back and forth with somebody who a real man, who really know how to articulate themselves,
Right.
he run every time.
Is
That's
that
his
right?
defense. I'm gonna run, shut it down, and then I'll come back later
And control
when
the
this
narrative.
person's not here
Right.
to make my point.
That's
but
a
if you're
tactic.
Man, you can stand on that shit wherever, however, whenever.
That part, nigga.
Have y'all had a conversation or a back and forth online since then?
No, we had a conversation. I talked to him about a month ago. Big Homie CeCe put me on the phone when he was in Vegas doing content. It was Big Homie CeCe, the Unc 607 guy,
Right.
Christopher Lovejoy,
600.
King Yella.
King
They were
Yella.
all in Vegas doing content together, right?
Right.
And before Big Homie CeCe had called me the day before, like, man, I'm finna be in Vegas tomorrow. I'm gonna be
Okay.
around Wack. I'm gonna put you on the phone with you.
Okay.
So you can talk your shit to him.
Yeah,
right?
y'all need to chop
But
it
at
up.
that point, the academic things had already happened, and I was just trying to figure out what his next move was gonna be. So
Right.
Big Homie CeCe said, I'm gonna put you on the phone
Check
with
his
you, so you
temperature.
can do what you're gonna do with him, right?
Yeah.
But they're gonna be filming, so you just already know, right? So
Right.
I know that. Anytime you're on the phone with with Wack,
Whack.
he definitely filming everything, right?
Oh, he
So can
recording.
put it in his archives and hopefully bring it out and use it against you later.
They tape
What
it.
he didn't know is that I was already aware. So when Big Homie CeCe got around him, he did what he said he was gonna do. He called me, put me on the phone with him. So he was like, the first thing I said, like, yeah, nigga, I know you love me. You can't fuck
Huh?
with me. You know that, like, man, I ain't finna argue with you. I know how to deal with you. I'm just gonna tell academics and tell everybody, don't interview you and just shut you down. That's how I'm gonna deal with you.
Right.
I say, yeah, I know. It's what you better do. It's what you better do. You
So he
can't
threatened
fuck
to
with me.
blackball you, basically.
Blackball your
He did that with
ass.
Academics on academics live stream. Stop
Right.
interviewing him. He's trying to get T Grizzley trying to get you to turn this guy up. I'm already
Right.
turned up.
48
We already
laws
had
of
some
power.
back and forth before that happened. I'm already
Crush
turned up.
you.
I don't need you. I'm where I am right now because of who I am and because of what I've done. I don't need
Well,
you to turn me up.
pop your shit.
You wanted the academics and all the other top streamers and broadcasters, I call them blogcasters. You wanted the broadcasters to shut me down because you know you can't fuck with me. That's why you didn't
Okay.
want to interview me. It
That
wasn't because the shit I was saying wasn't fact. Everything I said is still fact and it's still what it is. You tried to shut me down because Wack tried to control the narrative. So what Wack does is that he gets around the top streamers and YouTubers and all the other platformers. He get around them, he befriends them, and he tries to give them access to certain things so that they believe that he is a necessary evil in their life.
So y'all let me know, is Wack 100 what they say he is, or is Wack 100 a shrewd businessman? A lot of people think Wack 100 is an agent provocateur, an agent of chaos. So y'all get in the comment section and let me know what y'all think, man. You know, Wack 100, regardless of how you feel, is a very popular character online. He is a businessman nonetheless. He controls numerous companies and he's made a name for himself. So it doesn't really matter what we think or how we feel about him. You know, he's going to continue to thrive. So I just want to know in the comment section, do you guys tend to agree with DawgFace and that he's a agent provocateur? Or do y'all oppose what DawgFace seems to think about Mr. Cash Jones? Y'all let me know in the comment section. My name is Pax, and I'm just here to speak some facts. Y'all take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Till next time, I'm out of here.